How many of you have ever played an instrument or currently play an instrument? Okay, a lot more than I expected. How many of you who did not raise your hand would like to play an instrument when you're older? All right. So I believe that music is very important to your life. It makes you a better, well-rounded person. Music's just a language that everybody understands, and honestly, anybody should learn how to play an instrument. So I've been playing the bass for 10 years, so I'm going to be teaching you guys about how to play the bass. So I'm going to start off by teaching you guys about how to read music. So there's three things that you need to pay attention to when you read music. You need to pay attention to rhythmic notes, time signature, and musical notes. So we'll start off with the rhythms. So four basic rhythmic notes that you're going to learn are the whole note, half note, quarter note, and the eighth note. The whole note generally takes up 4 beats in a measure. Half note 2, quarter note 1, and eighth notes count as half. And all that also depends on the time signature. So your three common time signatures are 4/4, 3/4, and 2/2. In 4/4 time, which is the one that you would probably see the most of, the top 4 represents or means that there are 4 beats in a measure, and the bottom 4 means that a quarter note has the beat. In 3/4 time, there's 3 beats in a measure and the quarter note has the beat. In 2/2, there are 2 beats in the measure and the bottom 2 means that the half note would have the beat. So you would treat your half note like a quarter note and your whole note would be your half note. The next important thing are the notes in the bass clef. Bass clef is different from treble. I just realized that I didn't write it up there, so that's neat. So this is a musical staff. There are 5 lines and 4 spaces. For the bass clef, the lines are G, B, D, F, and A. There's an easy mnemonic to remember these, which is good boys deserve fudge always. You can use that one or any other that you can come up with. For the 4 spaces, they are A, C, E, and G. The mnemonic for that would be all cars eat gas or all cows eat grass. Once again, you can use whatever mnemonic works best for you. Now that we know the basics of music, let's start by learning how to play the electric bass. So there are 2 main important things that you gotta watch out for when you play the bass, and that is the notes on the strings and your hand position. So we'll start off with the notes. So you have your 4 strings, E, A, D, and G. Now all of these are called frets, and each one has its own note. So for the E string, you have your open E, and then you have F, F sharp, G, G flat, and then you would go to A. Your 5th fret will always be your next string up, a little out of tune. So for the A string, you would have B flat, B natural, C, C sharp, D string, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G string, A flat, A, B flat, G, or B, and then you'd go up to C, which would be your next string if you had a 5-string bass, which I don't. The next important thing is hand position. So there's multiple different hand positions because there's a lot of different frets. But the most common one that you'll start out with is first position. So to get to first position, you're going to take your thumb and you'll put it about right in this general area, right behind the first metal fret, if you can see that. And then you just kind of wrap your hands around, your fingers around it. So it really makes it easy to play these first 3 frets right here. Now if you have bigger hands, which I don't, you can stretch out and maybe get the 4th one, which I usually cannot. But first position makes it really easy to play these first 3 frets in the open string. And then for other positions, all you would do is simply slide down a fret. So this would be your 2nd position, which will allow you to play these notes. So hopefully you learned a little bit about how to read music and how to play bass. Like I said, music's really important to not only me, but a lot of the world. A lot of people play musical instruments, and I think you guys all should pick up a musical instrument and learn, because as you get older, you know, your bodies are going to deteriorate and you won't be able to do as much physical activity, but music is something that will always be with you no matter what. Thank you.